The Smokeroom on the Kyle by Ted Russell. Tall are the tales that fishermen tell when summer's work is done, of fish they've caught, of birds they've shot, of crazy risks they've run. But never did a fisherman tell a tale so tall by half a mile as Grandpa Walcott told one night in the smokeroom on the Kyle. With baccy smoke from 20 pipes, the atmosphere was blue. There was many a "have another boy" and "don't mind if I do," when somebody suggested that each in turn should spin a yarn some circumstance he'd personally been in. Then tales were told of gun barrels bent to shoot around the cliff, of men thawed out and brought to life that had been frozen stiff, of bark pots carried off by flies, of pathways chopped through fog, of Woodsman Bill who barefoot kicked the knots out of a 12-inch log. The loud applause grew louder still when Uncle Mickey Shea told of the big potato he grew in Gander Bay. Too big to fit through the cellar door, it lay at rest nearby, until one rainy night that fall the pig drowned in its eye. But meanwhile in a corner, his gray head slightly bowed, sat Grandpa Walcott, 88, the oldest in the crowd. Upon his weather-beaten face there beamed a quiet grin, when someone shouted, "Grandpa, 'tis your turn to chip in." "Oh no, boys, leave me out," said Grandpa. "Oh thanks, don't mind if I do." "Ah, well, all right, boys. If you insist, I'll tell you one that's true. It's a story about jigging squids I'm going to relate, and it happened in Pigeon Inlet in 1888. Me, I was just a bedlammer, then fishing with my dad, and prospects for that season, they were looking pretty bad. Now the Capeland scull was over, and that hadn't been too bright, and here was August come and gone, and nar a squid in sight. Day after day we searched for squid, till dark from the crack of dawn. We dug up clams and cocks and hens, till even these were gone. And still no squid, so in despair we give it up for good, took our gear ashore and went cutting firewood. Now, one morning, while out in the woods with all the other men, and wondering if we'd ever see another squid again, Father broke his axe that day, so we were the first ones out. And as we neared the land wash, we heard the women shout, "Come hurry, boys, the squids are in." Well, we jumped aboard our boat and started out the harbor, the only crew afloat. But soon our keel began to scrunch like scraping over skids. "Father," says I, "we've run aground." "Me son," says he, "that's squids." Said he, the jigger, heave it out, and as quick as a flash I did. And soon as it struck the water, 'twas grappled by a squid. I hauled it in, and what do you think? As soon as he crossed the rail, I'll be darned if there wasn't a second squid clung on to the first one's tail, and another clung to that one, and so on in a string. I tried to shake 'em loose, but Father said, "You foolish thing, you've got something was never seen before in Newfoundland. Drop the jigger, grab the string, and haul hand over hand." I hauled that string of squids aboard till the boat could hold no more, and then we hitched in the risings and rowed for the shore. Now the men were coming from the woods. They'd heard the women bawl, but Father said, "Don't hurry, boys, we've squid enough for all." So Uncle Jimmy, he took the string until he had enough, and neighbor-like he handed it on to Skipper Levi Cuff. Well, from stage to stage that string was passed throughout the whole night long, till daylight found it on the eastern point with Uncle Billy Strong. Now Uncle Bill, quite thoughtfully before he went to bed, took 2 half hitches of that string round the grump on his stage head. Next morning Hartley's Harbor heard the news, and up they come in a trap skip with 3 pair of oars to tow the string down home. And when Hartley's Harbor had enough, the following afternoon, that string went on from place to place until it reached Carpoon. Now, what happened to it after that, well, I don't exactly know, but some folks say that it crossed the straits and ended in Fort Tow. Yes, tall are the tales that fishermen tell when summer's work is done, of fish they've caught and birds they've shot and crazy risks they've run. But never did a fisherman tell a tale so tall be half a mile, as Grandpa Walcott told that night in the smokeroom on the Kyle.